What's up? Man, it's so dark in here. What's up, guys? I am finished up with day one of Pantheon 2022 Service Titan Conference. So I want to tell you a little bit about it. Um, Today was more of a kind of like a meet and greet mingle type of thing. There wasn't any talks, no speakers. It was basically kind of just letting. We got shuttled to the Coliseum, so we can kind of just, I don't know, see where we're gonna be tomorrow. Kind of get a feel for things. Got some swag. Got some pins. Um, so they have a landscape pin, which I put on this thing. So hopefully somebody that was here could see that I'm a landscaper because there are no landscapers here at this event. so there's there's a jar, not a jar, but like a shelf full of these landscape pins, and there were like a shelf full of plumber pins, shelf full of electrician pins, shelf full of HVAC pins, and those were all almost gone. And the ones that were full were these landscape pins. So, and I already knew this wasn't a place where landscapers are going to go, but it would have been nice. Um, yeah, there was, you know, but the cool thing did happen. I did meet Tommy Mello, and he was cool as hell. Like I hoped he would be. If I ever met him, I said to myself, man, I hope if I meet that guy, he's going to be cool like he is on his podcast and on everything I see. And he totally was. So I was not disappointed there. But anyway, yeah. So before I go into what kind of swag I got, because I got a backpack with some stuff in it. I haven't even looked in it yet. I just kind of opened it up and I saw that I have some things in there. By the way, I want to apologize for the East Coast people. It's probably, I don't know, 11. Yeah, it's probably 11 o'clock, guys. I'm sorry. I was just down there, it's just, it's just odd. I may go back down later in an hour or two, but it's hard to meet people, man, because I am not in that industry with these guys. I'm not HVAC plumbing. Um, and every time I try and introduce myself to somebody, it's just awkward. So you know what? I'm just gonna wait till everybody, just kind of, I don't know, chats up a little bit. And maybe I'll go back down in an hour, maybe two. Uh Lawnscapes of America. Caught you live while running my street sweeper. Oh, nice. So I guess that's your second job? No, no, that's not you. But I guess it's another job. So um anyway, yeah, I'm just doing a live and I just want to talk about my day 1 Pantheon, which is a Service Titan conference. We didn't have any talks today. It was basically just a shuttle to the Coliseum, and there was a DJ there. There was, I saw there the host. What's that guy's name? He's on. It was a show called Home Improvement. It wasn't the main guy, but it was the guy that was on the show with him. He's downstairs, talking it up with everybody. I was gonna take my picture with him, but I thought, you know what? I'll just wait till another day. Um, but I did meet Tommy Mello. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's like garage door guy, but he crushes it. I think he does something like 100 million bucks in revenue, and he's insane. So I'm super glad I got to meet him. And he said, "Hey, I'm giving a talk tomorrow." I said, "I know, that's why I'm here." So, oh, it's a service you offer. Nice. Bid on for our commercial properties. Nice. Wow, that's interesting. Lawnscapes. I never even thought of offering that as a service or anything like that. That's really cool. So do you have a truck dedicated to do that, or is it a setup that you put on a truck? I just imagine those street sweepers that come and clean the streets once a week. It's got the turning brush in the front and in the back or on the sides. And then it's got like that vacuum that goes all the way in the back. Is that the setup you have? It seems like kind of a big setup if that's what you're doing, but sounds awesome. I don't want you to get into an accident either trying to type. Um, so it was another successful day at the shop. Um, you know, nothing happened. No trucks broke down that I know of. Everything got done. There was a complaint from yesterday, like today, from a job they did yesterday. Yeah, Tim Allen's sidekick. Um, it's probably on one of these sheets somewhere. Um, uh, anyway, it's not super important, but it's totally Tim Allen's sidekick. He's downstairs, chatting it up with everybody. So, but yeah, everything went good today. But a customer called from a job we did yesterday that I think we charged $3,900 for a cleanup, and no, 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 no. It was a smaller job, a smaller one. I think it was $1,100, and the estimator is like really confused because she walked the property with the garden guys, and she thinks the garden guys did a section she said don't do, focus on this other area, and apparently they didn't do the area that she wanted. So we've got to send somebody back pretty much all day tomorrow. Or is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. But that's nothing that you know, it shouldn't be normal, but nothing that the office people can't handle. 100 million in garage door installation sales. Yeah, he is. You should really listen to his podcast. It's called Service. Hold on. Home Service Millionaire. Um, it's really good. It's really good. He does one a week for like from years ago, from like 2018. And he's still going. So I started listening to him from like the first episode, and I'm working my way up, and I still got probably 100 or more to listen to. And it's like I actually had to take a break listening to them all because there's so much information. He talks to lawyers, other companies that are doing like $1 billion in revenue, CFOs who who just go from business to business selling and just doing amazing. He has great guests. He has amazing guests. He had like the president of like Evangie's List. What's that other one? Thumbtack. Um, it's just crazy. Um, the bid for parking cleaning always came up. So when we sold our last lawn care company, my wife and I decided to jump on it. Nice. How is that? I mean, I don't even know anything about that. That'd be kind of interesting to hear how that works. Um, like I never even thought of it. It kind of reminds me of like a snow clearing service, like something that you can do for these commercial properties, and they may actually, I could imagine a lot of them are interested in that. But at the same time, I could see a lot of them being cheap and not wanting to have clean parking lots. I don't know. You have two trucks. One setup sits on the 2017 GMC Sierra, and the other is a 21 Isuzu NPR. Yeah, that's the one I kind of imagine that setup looking like. That's really awesome. So yeah, I went to the Service Titan Pantheon at the Coliseum just now. Just got back. Didn't find a single landscaper, and I was looking, because I'm trying to find. I'm trying to see. These are what the badges look like, right? And if you were a landscaper, you were kind of, or whatever industry you're in, you should have put a pin on this so it'd be easier for people to identify that you're in the same industry as them. And I'm like, everybody that walking by, I'm like trying to look at their badge, looking like a weirdo because I cannot find any landscapers. Um, anyway, I did talk with a guy who's a plumber, really cool guy. Um, but he's staying at a different hotel. So when we got to this block here, we just kind of parted ways, and I was kind of mad because I was actually enjoying our conversation, and probably won't see him again. There's so many people, like so many people at this conference. But yeah, so I got some swag. They gave us a backpack. There are so many other things too, and I just at the time I didn't have a backpack. They gave me this when I was leaving the Coliseum. But while I was there, they were giving out all kinds of stuff, like sunglasses, folders, and there was a whole bunch of vendors, and they were giving out stuff like cookies and things like that. If I would have had a backpack, I would have grabbed the cookie, but I didn't want to put it in my pocket. Um, so if I would have had this backpack first, I would have put all this stuff in it. But anyway, so let's see what I got here. Oh, got a pair of sunglasses. Yeah. Okay. A water branded with, one of the vendors. I'll never use this. Oh, a Service Titan hat. That's pretty awesome. I don't really wear hats, but I like it. Oh, another pair of sunglasses. Did you bring any wild women back to your hotel room? Nope. That guy downstairs is talking to them all. Tim Allen's sidekick, man. All the girls are around him. Oh, a black book. Speaking of black books, it's like a notebook. It's really nice too. Branded Service Titan. That's kind of cool. Koozie, Green Sky, which is the company that finances. So when you have Service Titan software, when you present an estimate to a customer, there's actually a feature that you could finance. The funny thing is, I haven't used it since we started with Service Titan in February. And they said if I don't finance anybody by the 24th, which is like in 3 or 4 days from now, I'm going to have to reapply for financing. Really annoying because I told them, and I even talked to somebody today. Um, I talked to somebody in from Green Sky at the Coliseum just tonight, and I told them when I signed up, it was middle of winter, and I'm a sprinkler company. So I'm not using the financing. That's why it's not being used. Anyway, oh, nice. Lawnscapes. So you did a YouTube video uh, on what's expected with the bid with with your parking lot sweeper. Awesome. It's kind of funny because you mentioned your video. I had to approve that comment. That's interesting. I thought something was wrong. Um, so anyway, I just approved that. What else here? Um, just a postcard. What's up, guys? Won't be long here. Need to sleep. Was a long day today. Yeah, sorry, Homer. Yeah, I'm just kind of talking about what I did today at Pantheon. I met Tommy Mello, garage door guy. Okay, so looks like all that's left is a pen, cheap, cheap pen from Green Sky. Chapstick. I don't know what this is. I can't take that. It looks like, oh, it's blueberry lip balm. I don't know if I'll ever use that either. I think that's everything. So that's all I got today. But there's no landscapers at this conference. I wish I would have brought somebody from the shop. Um, I would have had a much better time so far. Um, normally I go to these conferences and I just can talk to everybody, anybody, because we all do the same thing. But this conference, there's plumbers, electricians. It's just a whole different like vibe too. It's like nobody wants to be bothered. And not only that, like all the companies that are here brought a lot of people from their own company, so they all roll around in like groups. It's so weird. Kind of cool though. I wish I would have brought somebody. Um, this is probably something that I would want to bring all my techs, like all my sprinkler guys next year. I know some of my sprinkler guys are thinking I should just bring like the office guy who deals with this software more than anybody, but I really think this could be a good experience for all the sprinkler techs. The problem is it's $1,000 a head. This conference is not cheap. $1,000 plus the hotel room, plus the airplane. Um, I'm probably going to be, well, one, two, probably 3 grand just myself. Um, but I know if I were to bring a bunch of people, they could share rooms. But anyway, this is an expensive conference, and I could see why. I mean, it's at the Coliseum. They're giving out all kinds of swag, tons of food, tons of drinks. Drinks are free. Um, I'm not drinking, but still, I could see why it costs so much. Um, but so far, Service Autopilot Conference is better. So far, smaller. Um, it just it was a little chaotic. It's like they're shuttling us to the Coliseum, and it's like you have to read when the shuttle is. If you missed it, nobody's there to tell you. And it's not like somebody's saying, "Hey guys, go to the shuttle now." It's kind of like they're just leaving it open. And then it's like a 20-minute ride to the Coliseum from here. And then you get into the Coliseum, and it took forever to get your badge. I mean, it took forever. And then that's over, and then you just kind of walk around. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It's almost overkill. Where I like a small venue, everybody right there. It's like you can't help but talk to people. But anyway, missing the last two SA conferences has sucked. I'm ready for it again. I know. I know. What's funny is like I was there a live SA conference last year? I don't know. It got canceled. No, no. So what happened was in 2020, it got canceled, and they did the live, or sorry, the online conference, and that was horrible. I hated it. Then the next year, I bought my ticket because they were selling it, and then they decided they're going to cancel it, and that was 2021. And they only let the academy people go, which I don't know, kind of funny. Um, won't won't go into my opinions about that, but good for them. So I guess 2022. Do you think there's going to be one, Brent? If you're still on, um, opinions, please. Well, no, you're not in the. You're not in the. Brent, are you in an academy? No, I don't. There's nothing to vent. I just think it's like funny how like they still had a conference, but yet they're telling people they didn't have a conference. I think that because they've been vocal, SA's been vocal about how they make no money on the conference, right? Everything costs so much money. And I think this was their way of saying, well, let's let a small group of people come and let's see if we can make money. I think I swear that's how I feel that they what they wanted to do. And good for them if they did, you know. But anyway, so so far there was no talks today at this conference. It was literally just mingle, register. They had some food. Was the food amazing? No, but they had there was a stand that had like cheese and sausage, like salami and all kinds of cheese. And I like that kind of stuff. I eat that pretty much every day, and so that was kind of cool. But there wasn't anything like prime rib like there is at Service Autopilot conferences, man. They've got Service Autopilot has great food. It's super high quality, and the guest speakers are really good. Um, they're not necessarily like industry people like in lawn care, but they talk about business really good. That's what I like about SA conferences. So we'll see. This one, Tommy Mello is talking, and I registered to his talk. So in this conference, you have to register which talks you want to go to, so they reserve your spot because there's so many people. So that's kind of interesting too. But anyway, yeah, Conley told me he went and he was confused. Yeah, strange. Yeah, that SA food was amazing. It's always been amazing, man. I love the food there. Um, Great food. So, yeah, okay, what? I've been to the lawn care summit, landscape summit, and the food was really bad. The food was bad there. Um, I don't know. It was good for like that conference was good for what it was. But when you're used to like SA conference, you're kind of let down a little bit there. But whatever, it was fun. I always have fun because I get to talk to everybody there. It's really easy to talk to people at that conference, at SA conference. But this one, not so much. Also, when I go to like pest control conferences, um, for my CEUs, again, real easy to talk to people. Um, but this one, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how tomorrow goes. And not only that, it's 9 o'clock here, so I may go back downstairs and try and mingle again. But anyway, so that was my experience today. I'm still glad I'm here. I worked a lot on the computer, believe it or not. I was doing routing for tomorrow's route for tomorrow. I was helping the office with emails, answering them here. Um, I was kind of busy. I was busy today. Um, and it's nice to be away from the shop, but still kind of be able to do what I need to make sure everything's running okay. Um, yeah, the sprinkler manager called me just to tell me what he's up to. Um, Rachel called me for something and, just updating me on little things. They probably didn't even need to do that. But anyway, today I got a lot done. Do you do pest control? If yes, do you recommend? No, I don't do pest control because apparently I'm really sensitive to it. And it was really, really hurting my throat as I was spraying. Um, but there's good money. And when I did it, I went all in, you know what I mean? I went in the house along the whole border, every single room, all the way around the house, doing all kinds of stuff in the cracks, putting poison in there for all these bugs. I went all in. Um, but the one that got me was like spraying the perimeter of the house, man. Um, I just it just started hurting me, and so I didn't like doing it anymore. But we were charging like 199 an application. Um, and I think it was like 400 bucks for the first application because we did the indoors too. And then it was um 99 bucks an application every 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So I don't know. I mean, the problem also was because I was priced so high, I didn't get that many customers, but because I was priced so high, we made money every time I went out. You know what I mean? So, was product costs really low for pest control? It is because I believe I can't even remember the name of the product anymore. Cyclone or what is that called? Seismic. I can't remember the name. It's actually been a couple years now that I haven't sprayed. It was like $84 a bottle, but it gives you like 15 gallons worth of mix. And I was spraying like a house a gallon, and that was like 99 bucks. So I was making a ton of money. Uh the the mix was actually pretty cheap when you looked at it that way. So, you know, and I never hired anybody to do that. Um, Everybody that got my fertilizer license so they could spray for me, I also told them to get that license. So everybody that I promoted from within the company ended up getting those licenses. I never hired somebody outside of the company to spray. Um, but so I don't know what that's going to be like trying to hire people to have that license. It's really easy to get. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think it's pretty easy, but quite a bit of people fail. Um, so I've taken the test like 3 or 4 times. I failed it once, but immediately retook it and passed it. Um, my first time I passed the first time I took the test, I was in the landscape design program at USU, and we had a pest control class. And the final exam on that for that course was the state exam. So whatever our grade was that we got there was going to be our grade for our class. I don't remember what I got, but I passed. Everybody got done with the test. We had it administered at the school, and somebody from the state took our test. Um, but everybody got done super fast. Like I want to say everybody was done in like an hour. I took 3 hours because I was so nervous, and I passed it though. Um, but anyway, so what's going on, guys? I know it's late, but any last minute questions? Because you know what, it's late for you guys. Because I'm here in California right now. It's only 9:30, and I don't want to go to sleep or watch TV. There's also, I don't know, it's kind of silly, but they had a little picture thing that you could pose and take a picture. And I was like, sure, why not? Anyway, um, what's happening? Nothing at the moment. Yeah, I'm just trying to hang out because um, I don't know. I'm gonna go downstairs again because I don't want to like not kind of give it, I'm here for this event. I want to do it, but I mean, dude, I've been down there. I mean, since going to the Coliseum at 4:30, it's really hard when you can't relate to anybody, and I'm just trying to find people to talk to, and it's like everybody's in their little groups with their own companies, and it's just kind of like, ugh, it's exhausting. So I may go down. Go have fun, man. I'm gonna hit the sack. All right, later, Homer. Do you plan on hiring a general manager to run things for you so you can take more of a back seat, or do you enjoy the grind? No, I enjoy the grind, but if I found somebody that I thought could take over, I would totally let them. You know, I I don't really do much as it is. Like the office, I like my day-to-day stuff, I rarely answer the phones. Um, I rarely answer emails. I read them all just because I just like knowing what's going on. But I rarely answer them. I did today because I just was here and I was kind of bored. I mean, I went for a little walk today, but then I came back. I had a lot of time on my hands today. Um, the yard, I obviously don't go out in the field, right? I mean, I don't do that. I haven't done that in a while. And I feel like I definitely don't ever want to go back in the field. I don't feel like there's a need for me to do that anymore. Um, you know what my problem is, like if somebody Rachel's doing amazing in the office. I don't need to I mean, she basically runs it, you know? The only thing is she does so much, but there's some things she doesn't do, like she doesn't, like, actively hire people, which I don't expect her to, you know what I mean? But if she literally was like, "Look, I'm gonna hire people, you won't even need to do that," which, I don't see her doing, and I don't expect her to ever do that. In fact, I don't mind doing it, but that's pretty much all she has to do for me to not even worry about anything, you know what I mean? And kind of the same thing out in the yard, like I have Jose who loves, you know, managing the yard and the trucks and the fleet and then making sure guys have what they need. And if there's a problem in the day, they call him already, just because they rather talk to him than me, and they know that he's kind of going to go help them. Like a lot of times, if a Mo guy's like, "Hey, I need this delivered. I need something. I forgot something, or I need a new thing," I'm gonna give him a hard time. I'm gonna go, "Why didn't you get it when you were here?" You know. But Jose will go, "Damn it! All right, I'll be there and get it for you." So they like calling him, and he's good at managing his time. Normally, there are times where I get frustrated on the some wasted time. But for the most part, he knows what jobs he can get done in the day. And if he's got to run something over to somebody, he'll usually go do it in good time. So the guys like calling him already. So the same thing, if he were to say, you know what, I'm going to hire people, you won't even need to do that. Um, then I could really take a back seat. But one thing that I'm never going to take a back seat, as long as it's my business, is I'm going to make sure that my employees are taken care of. I don't see anybody doing that like I do. You know, as much as Jose would love to be in charge of all of the field guys, I don't see him making decisions on giving them little bonuses here or there, or all the little deals that I make to make sure that everybody is hopefully operating at their most optimal, happiest, productive way. I don't see anybody doing that but me, you know? Because they don't have access to that checkbook. They don't have access to knowing how much money is wherever it is. And that's something that I do to make sure that, I know that person needs this. So I'm going to talk to him. Hey, if you continue kicking ass and I did this for you, would that help you out? Yes. Done. Let's do it. I do that kind of thing with every single employee, including the office. And I don't see anybody doing that. And that's, in my opinion, one of the most important parts of running a business where everybody enjoys coming to work. I mean, I'm not 100% sure everybody likes going to work, but I feel like they do. And I see the productivity that they do. So I feel like what I'm doing is working and I like doing it too. So So that's like the only thing that I'm waiting on for somebody to do, but I'm not necessarily expecting anybody to do that. When you start throwing large salary potential around, you do get some good applicants. A whole new world compared to looking for normal lawn guys. Yeah. Um yeah, right now. Oh, so I looked at how much my top Mo guys did uh are doing with the new budget hour pay. So my top guy did $28 an hour last paycheck. The guy below him did 27. That's damn good for mowing. Damn good. And they could do better. They could do better. One, we need more customers. And two, they could just go a little bit faster. You know what I mean? But 27 and $28 an hour, it's amazing. You're doing a good job. Thank you. You have built something great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know what? I was actually feeling there was a couple of things that kind of were going wrong. Um, Last week, Fernando was off. Anyway, we had some issues here or there. Not a big deal. I had to give that customer a refund, $600 because I just didn't want to deal with her anymore. And it was the first job my new guy did. So I felt like, you know what, it was justified. But I was feeling pretty stressed. And I had to like breathe for a minute. And I just said to myself, I have a really strong team. There's nothing I could do like like if this is happening with this strong team that I have, there's literally nothing I can do. So I shouldn't worry about it because we're doing the best we can, literally. So I started thinking about that and then I just started feeling better because I really do feel like we have a strong team and and it's kind of funny because I've treated my employees good for a long time because I kind of kept thinking it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. And it finally is paying off because I'm now able to pay good too on top of trying to be a nice boss, you know what I mean? But I haven't always been super nice. When it was just me, when I was in the truck and I needed a helper, if they called off, even if they were sick, I pretty much fired them almost every time because I really felt like I needed somebody reliable. And I kept doing that until I started getting reliable people. But now, in hindsight, I think if I would have paid a little bit better back then, maybe they wouldn't be getting sick all the time. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I know it's late. Um, I'm gonna be at the Pantheon all day tomorrow. So seven. Oh no. So it starts at 7:15 and it goes until 11 p.m. So that's going to be a long day tomorrow. Hey, Brent, by the way, you're doing a great job too, man. No wild women unless it's your own, of course. You know what's funny? Okay, so what was the last conference I went to? Oh yeah, I went to the IA conference, Irrigation Association, and there was no women, not one women. There was no women, um, which is kind of funny. Um, but anyway, um, and from what I noticed here, and I'm not paying too much attention. I hope my wife's not watching. But basically, all the women that are here are the wives of somebody that works of one of the owners here. So it's kind of funny how this it is. But anyway, no wild women. I got you. You're doing a great job too, Brent. By the way, I know you're trying to get out of here, but um, you're doing amazing. I remember 2 or 3 years ago, you were like, "There's no way we could ever do more than 250,000," and and now you're crushing it. And I know you're going to do 1 million here soon. Um, if not this year, next year. I feel like it's going to happen. By the way, didn't you have how's your guy? Um I don't know if what his title was, GM. How's he doing? The guy that you brought to Washington, if you're still on here. And then I'll leave you alone. But I am kind of curious. It's fun seeing the growth. Yeah, my first essay conference, I still had a full-time job. Manager guy is working out great. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. If you need to head out, go ahead. I won't ask you any more questions, but it's always nice talking to you, Brent, for sure, man. So, anyway, guys, I'll probably stay on for like another 5 minutes. If there's any questions, let me know. Any topics? Let me see if anybody through my Instagram or YouTube asked me anything today. And if they did, I'll try and answer that. Um, no, I got a couple of fires. Oh man, I got a comment from Green Industry Podcast. Ah, um, honestly, didn't even know that they followed me. Awesome. Um, let's see. No, I need to go to YouTube. That's where I get most of my questions. Thing is, I'm always out and about, and if I see a question, I'll glance at it, and then I won't answer it until I have like free time, you know? Um, by the way, this is off topic, but Michael at Quiet Lawn Care did a video about his numbers. And I gotta tell you, it may be hard to sit through, but if you really pay attention to what he's saying, and the reason why it's hard to listen to and sit through is because it's numbers, you know, it's like, I don't know. When I hear numbers, I'm like, oh man, my head starts hurting and things. But if you know your numbers, it changes the way you think about your business. I'm serious. I've said this before. I've had employees that were doing amazing rock stars. They were always ready to do more work, even before they'd come back to the shop at the end of the day. They'd call me and say, "Hey, it's I, there's still daylight. Do you have any more lawns I could do?" And I would throw them like three or more, and I was so happy about it. But then I looked at their numbers after learning my numbers. They were only doing like $30 an hour. And then I immediately like didn't even want them anymore as they went from like my favorite to like my worst immediately. How is mowing going? It's going great. My top mow guy is making $28 an hour, and the guy below him is doing $27 an hour. And I think they're going to get better and better. And as we get more houses, they're going to just do better and better too. So my mow guys are killing it. They're making great money. Um, I did get a couple complaints, so they are going possibly a little too fast, but they know if they lose these customers, they're going to lose that revenue in their own pocket. So they go back to fix those problems on their, they go back and fix them on the next day or whenever they can fit it in. And they talk to the customer and apologize to them. So it's working out great. The one man crews are just amazing. We had a guy call off last week and we split his route between three other guys. So everybody ended up doing like an extra two or three houses and it was like nothing. And the cool thing is those other guys got a little boost in budget hours they got paid for because somebody called off. So something that I thought was going to be like, oh shoot, if one of my one man crews calls off, I'm going to be screwed. Um, it happened and it worked out better than I could imagined. So things are good. I'm not. I I am doing P for P, but it's more like I'm doing BH. I'm doing budget hours. So basically, every job has budget hours that they got to get done because we have it so that it's basically $70 an hour, the way that we have it budgeted. Every job, not every job, but the mowing jobs. Some jobs are budgeted at $90 an hour. I won't go into what services those are, at least not today. But for mowing, it's $70 per hour. So if a lawn is $70, they have an hour to do it. But if they get it done in 30 minutes, I'll still pay them for the hour. So it's really easy to track that pay, and that's how we're doing it. If I did P for P, they'd only be making like $700 a week if I did the 25% that's recommended. And I don't want to raise that up to 35% because as we get more houses, the reason why we don't have that many houses right now is because I raised my prices to where they need to be, and I lost 25 houses a day. But we're going to get that back. So that's an extra 100 houses. We'll probably get that back this year, and we'll be exactly where we need to be. And I don't want the P for P to be up there 35%. So I've been doing budget hours, which I think is the better way to go about it. The reason why I believe it's not taught out there, it's because it's hard to figure out what your budget hours is going to be. But it's really easy to say, give your guys a percentage because you don't have to have your prices right to do that, but you have to have your prices right to do budget hours. So I think that's why it's easier for me to do that. And the guys love it because they'll work. It's basically P for P, man. The only thing is, it's like it's fair for me, the owner, as well as the guys. Whereas it may seem like it's fair for the owner or P for P, but if you're not priced right, you're actually screwing yourself, even though you're still doing awesome for your employees. But there needs to be a good balance for both sides. It needs to be fair for the owner, fair for the guys. And I love it, man. The crews, it's just the way it should be. They all have their grandstand, they all have their backup 21-inch mower and all the trimmers and their truck ramps. I mean, and it's just like it all came together this year. One guy per truck, and they're getting done super fast. They're not waiting on anybody. If a guy shows up 15-30 minutes late, there's nobody there waiting for him, no wasted time. You got guys that finish at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So labor, I'm saving a ton on labor, even though we're paying for these budget hours, and I'm paying overtime, right? So if somebody has 53 hours on their list from Monday through Friday, and they get done in 40 hours, I'm going to pay them for 53 hours, and I'm paying them overtime, the overtime of that 13 hours. I did talk to my payroll company, and they said legally I don't have to pay them overtime if they didn't work physically overtime, meaning if they clocked in and out because they showed up to the shop and left the shop, and their total hours for doing that was 43 hours. Okay, let's just say that. But their budget hours on all the jobs was 53 hours, 10 hours more. I technically have to pay them 3 hours of overtime because they physically came into the shop and worked 43 hours. But that extra 7 hours, I don't have to pay overtime. But I am. And I told my guys this. I said, I don't need to pay this to you, but as long as you guys are kicking ass, I'm willing to do it. And as long as you guys are there for me to help me out with, I got a guy that's my small engine mechanic. He comes in the morning and he fixes equipment. I said, as long as you're willing to keep doing that, because, now that they're getting paid budget hours, he's actually kind of losing time by coming in early and helping fix things. I told him, as long as you keep doing that, I will pay the overtime on all those other hours that you do. And so those are little deals that you got to make. Like, you got to do these things, um, That's for that one employee. He's my small engine mechanic, but he's also a Mo guy. I need to do that little deal for him so that he'll help me and be happy doing it. And you got to do those kind of little deals with everybody. And I know some people won't want to do that, and that's fine. That's the typical mindset of having employees is like, hey, this is the way it is. You like it or you don't. But if you want people to be happy, you got to kind of customize things for them. And that's what I do a lot, like maybe too much. But I feel like you get people that want to come to work, brag about where they work, make good money. They're going to tell all their friends. That's what you got to do. And that's what I do. 9:48. So in 5 more minutes, it'll be an hour. Um, but anyway, um, how's mowing going for you, James? If you're still on, um, yeah, I'd like to know what a lot of you guys, what's the average of everybody mowing? Um, so tomorrow, one of my guys has like a 6.5 hour day, budget hours. But we have 4 spring aerations. So I called him today and I said, hey, if I put those 4 aerations on for you tomorrow, would you be able to fit the aerator on your truck with the big mower and the little 21-inch? He said he'll try to do it, because I said, if you can fit that aerator on your truck, then you can do these aerations kind of in between mowings, and you're going to earn an extra 4 hours, and you can knock it out really fast. And he said he's going to try, but if he can't, he'll just do them at the end of the day because it's 4 jobs and it's 4 budget hours. He'll probably get it done in 2 hours, I hope. So he'll earn an extra 2 hours, man. I just love it. And I talked to Chris, and he says that he loves it. Everybody loves it. There's one guy who might like. First of all, I got one guy who kind of complains about almost everything, but not in a mean way either. Just he just likes to point out flaws. We'll just say that. And so I don't know if he'll ever be happy. And then I got another guy who he's just not the fastest. So he's really not seeing the benefit of the budget hours because he's taking longer than the budget hours, only by like an hour or two for the whole week. So basically, he's getting paid hourly. He's the only employee I have getting paid hourly. But I mean, for mow guys, and he's making good money hourly too. So it works out for me and him. So anyway, let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. Um, we do have a guy tomorrow who has a really short 4 hour day just because in his little area we don't have that many houses. I think we've only got 6, but they're right next to each other. So it's like he's going to get it done fast. And I talked to him today and I said, how do you feel about, what if you got them all done really fast and you only work for 3 hours tomorrow? He's like, that's fine. I go, the other thing we could do is put these houses on a different day, and then you just have Wednesday. Or is tomorrow Wednesday? No, Thursday. And then you just have Thursdays off. And he said, no, he'd rather build on that Thursday route and get it bigger than work a longer Wednesday. So basically, he gets off at a decent time on Wednesday and really early on Thursday, and then he comes in for like a half day on Friday. So it all works out, and I think last check he earned 6 hours, extra hours, and it might have been overtime too. So, it's working out. I can't stress out enough. Like, it's working out. I think it's something that so I feel strongly about budget hours as Mike Andy feels about P for P. but it's basically the same thing, except I'm doing the mirror version, meaning I do the budget hours, not a percentage of the revenue. So, all right, guys, I've been on for an hour and I think I'm going to call it unless in real quick there's one more question. If there's a question, I don't mind, but if not, have a great night, guys. Thanks for hanging with me, and I will let you know how day 2 Pantheon goes. And I know tomorrow we're supposed to hear from Magic Johnson as one of the speakers. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, all right, guys. Catch you later. Thanks. Have a good night.